Hey there, today we got to see maybe the best quarterfinals ever at Worlds between Damwon and Gen.G. Amongst the chaos, I noticed some unique tech that Lehends was doing that I have never seen elsewhere, and it has to do with magical boots. Let's first discuss the theory and then the application of the tech. The boots are given to you for free at minute 12 if you have 0 takedowns, and can then be sold for 210 gold. This part of the tech is not unique, especially for Yuumi, which she played in games 1 and 2. Yuumi does not need boosts, and it is known you can sell the boosts for some free gold. However, in games 3, 4, and 5, he played Lulu and Nami, who very much need boosts. What he did was sell the boots to speed up his Mythic completion, however, and then bought back the boots later for 300 gold on his next reset. Here's some clips of him doing it in games 3, 4, and 5 respectively. Essentially, he is paying a 90 gold tax to speed up Mythic completion by 210 gold, which can be equated to by a few minutes in a stale game. Now let's look at the games. Games 1 and 2 I would ignore as he was not paying the tax. So let's start with game 3. We're at 14:45, he is in the base and decides to sell the boots and waits 30 seconds to complete his mandate. A very strong spike for Nami, but if we look at the game state, second dragon has just died and you have no mythic items for your top or jungle. Additionally, Viego is currently taking the herald to the knowledge of Gen.G. What value are you going to get off this slightly speeding up of the mythic? None in my opinion. Let's jump into game 4, where it's a similar deal. He bases it 12:50, sells the boots, and sits AFK on pad for 27 seconds to afford his mythic. But again, the game state is disastrous for Gen.G, they're behind again, and there are no neutrals to contest in the next 2 minutes. Herald is spawning, but you're already so far behind, and catching the waves at this time is the only thing you can really do. So we've had 2 games in a row he's wasted 30 seconds waiting for golden base and paying a 90 gold tax, where in both game states there are no neutrals for easy fight scenarios. You can argue that since they are behind, rushing the mythic to generate some power whilst behind in team gold will matter towards making picks, but yet I'm not really convinced. Game 5, the most insane game I've ever watched as a fan, had the best example of this tech. Gen.G are equal in gold, there are neutrals on the map in Herald and Dragon spawning within 2 minutes. He sells the boots and completes the mandate just after 15 minutes and spends 0 time waiting on the fountain. He then leverages this power spike along with Doran's CP to force Herald, and they take it relatively uncontested, and for what it's worth in the exchange his mandate purchase netted him 256 damage. Would they have taken this Herald without the item completion? Probably, but Gen.G had no idea that it would be free. Before we conclude the video, the biggest and most obvious question is why would you ever do this instead of futures market? Futures will give you the 210 gold it needed to complete your mythic early with only a 50 gold tax instead of 90, plus all the bonuses of having this rune later. But it's surely a cookies gap. Lehends must feel that with futures and no cookies in the lane, that these lanes cannot reliably reproduce the laning that he can with cookies. I will not discuss much about cookies, as I think supports are generally the best uses of them. But again, for what it's worth, in games 3 and 5, he did use all of the cookies within the lane. In game 4, he used 2 of the 3, selling 1 later for no reason. It was really troll, even if you want the item slot space for your boots in 2 minutes. You should just hold the cookies for obvious reasons. To conclude, I do not have a definitive opinion. I think the tech is a very good idea and can have good spots, but games 3 and 4 were really terrible spots to do it considering how far Gen.G were behind. But at the end of the day, it's a 90 gold fee, and with how much support's waste on pink wars, I doubt they really care or think about it. And peace out.